On today's Teuty's track analysis, we have the track of the day for July 31st, Oriflamme by Kiuryx. Oriflamme is a mixed surface track with its main focus being on the dirt sections. However, there is also plenty of road on the track and some bobsleigh near the end. But near the start of the track is where you will find the GPS, and it seems to drive the same time as the author metal, but it also seems to be driven on a previous version of the track. Throughout Oriflamme, you will also find multiple speed checks. However, I did not find any of these to be all that difficult to make. And to end off the track, you'll find just a single finish line. In terms of difficulty, I found the track to be of average difficulty and would rate it a 5 out of 10. The same cannot be said about the medal times, however, as they are much more difficult than average, as my personal best of 43.525 seconds is nearly 1 second behind the author medal time of 42.571. The gold medal time is 46 seconds, the silver 52 seconds, and the bronze 1 minute and 4 seconds. I thought the route itself on the track was decent, but the track as a whole has plenty of issues, including a broken standing respawn. The GPS again is on a previous iteration of the track, and therefore the author medal time was set on the previous iteration as well. There is a possible stolen route section on the track, and near the start there is a weird issue with the cloud and fog, causing some visual problems. So with all of these things said, I'm going to rate Oriflamme a-. For today's analysis and comparison, we are using the current world record ghost driven by Shadowcrancer, and their time of a 42.036 is about 1.5 seconds faster than my personal best. So there is quite a large gap here between the times today, but most of that time is generally going to come off of 2 turns. One of those turns will be coming up very shortly, but at the start here, we're just taking these corners as tightly as possible. After that though, we are going to be jumping onto the dirt here. You want to make sure you do an air brake here as well. If you don't, you're going to get quite a bouncy landing. But we'll see, you basically want to jump right into this outside line here. World record is also going to perform a no slide here as well. And that no slide is going to cause them to gain quite a lot more speed than me. And this is one of the 2 spots where they are going to get that massive time difference. Then jumping down to this next dirt part here, you just want to get over to the left-hand side. This gives you a little bit more speed, and probably more than you otherwise would think. Then we're just avoiding all the edges here until we get towards the end, getting it back towards the outside right here, and then going towards the inside for the apex of the turn, and then taking it back towards the outside. For the next dirt turn, we're going to want to get into an outside line, but in order to do that, you pretty much have one line on the entrance here, and that is where me and the world record are right now. If you're entering too high on the right, you're just going to hit the massive bump and crash. If you are entering too low here towards the left, you're going to get airtime while going up this hill and crash and hit the wall. So this is pretty much the only line here you have on the entrance to get the outside dirt line. Then basically the entire way up here, we're going to be steering towards the left near 100% of the time. We'll see a couple releases to keep the line correct. You can also release the gas a little bit here as well if you feel like you're about to hit the wall. That can help you slow down and make a little bit tighter turn. Now for the next outside dirt turn here, we'll see the world record jump very wide towards the left. However, they get quite a big bounce here. I'm not a fan of this turn in general due to that bounce being quite a bit random, but it's the best way to get this outside line completely. And this is another spot where the world record is going to pull much further ahead. Once we are out of this dirt turn though, we want to make sure we stay on the left side here on the exit. If you're jumping too far off towards the right, of course that's going to result in massive airtime, quite a poor landing, and a big slowdown. Then for the upcoming jump, it seems like you want to jump low, but you also want to aim a little bit upwards here. This should get you an earlier landing. As long as you're not jumping way too low here or way too high, there really should not be a huge difference. Then on the exit here, make sure you steer a little bit towards the left right before you jump off. This should give you a decent angle for this dirt section, and while going across this dirt section, you want to speed slide as best as you can. And the final part of the track is going to be the bobsleigh ending. I wasn't the biggest fan of this ending either. If you don't get basically a perfect bobsleigh here, it is very easy to, for one, crash on the top of this wall here. It's also very easy to get an early landing on the second part of the smaller bobsleigh piece, and that'll cause a slowdown. So generally was not the biggest fan of this end. But hopefully you were able to make it through that cleanly and get to the finish. But that is going to do it for today's analysis. I hope you found something helpful in today's video and enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to like it and subscribe. Just a reminder that I will be streaming here tomorrow on YouTube, starting 2 hours before the track of the day releases. So if you're interested in watching me play some Trackmania live, including the Cup of the Day, be sure to watch out for that stream. And if you're interested, there is a link to my Discord in the description. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with that stream or on Wednesday with the next track analysis.